Okay, we're joined by Mr. Ben Hooligan, just your normal Dublin Irish citizen. He's going to speak some about the budget.
Yes, I feel very strongly about this. Some years ago, there was a man called Charles Haughey in this country, and he always said, we need to tighten our belts, and we should tighten our belts, because, people are living beyond their means. It's as simple as that. I mean, there's pensioners, they're getting a fiver. Absolute extraordinary, that's expenditure. That could be saved. Pensioners have been paid way far too much. They're getting coal allowance, they're getting everything, And the average worker in the street who is much younger is getting very little, getting taxed. I recommend that pensioners have, a reduction, because they're living in the lap of luxury. I mean, Charlie Haughey gave them the free bus passes years ago. And absolutely, other people can't get on the bus because of these people. They're crowding onto the bus, and they're really, it must stop.
Well, all because of a fiver.
Yes, because of that fiver, that could go to other people. I during the lockdown, I drove by a bridge one day, and I seen great community spirit under a bridge one day, and there was a gang of chaps sitting down out of the rain, and they were giving each other COVID injections. Now that's community spirit, I felt.
COVID injections?
COVID injections, yeah. And they tied up their arms like that with a belt and then put the COVID injection in.
Well, how did you know that?
I'm an informed man.
How did you know that? Did you have a friend down there or something like that?
No, I could just see it, and they all seemed quite happy, very, very content. Some of them were actually, stretched out like that, and you could see that the injection was working really well. I mean, I like to be informed about these things. I feel I'm an informed person.
Oh, very good. So what do you think about the homeless situation?
Oh, the homeless situation. Yes, well, is anybody really homeless? I walked down the street the other day, and this chap said to me, "Can you help me? I'm homeless." And I said, "Well, I've no money on me." And he said, "But I'm homeless." I said, "Well, I'll tell you what, I'll tell you a joke." And he kind of sneered at me, and I said, "Look, I'll cheer you up with a joke." And he said, "Tell me." And I said to him, "Knock, knock." And he said, "Who's there?" And I said to him, "You said you were homeless, and you're answering the door to me. You're obviously a fraud." So these are the things that we must look into in this country,
So that's Dublin. You think Dublin's really changed that much?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I was driving my car past the Liffey the other night down by the boardwalk, and I saw my mate Buddy, and I shouted out, "Buddy, how are you?" And about 60 guys jumped over the wall. "All right, Bud." Now, why they were shouting, calling me Bud, I don't know. I'm not their Bud. I was just talking to my friend. I don't know what them chaps are doing there. Maybe they're artistic people. They're drawing, pictures and being artistic. But, I'm quite surprised by all this.
So do you think there's much racism in Dublin now? Racism?
Not really. I was driving a bus once when I did a little bit of bus driving, and this lady of the coloured persuasion came up to me because I wouldn't let her off in the middle doors, and she called me a racist. And I've never been to the races. I don't even back horses, I told her. What does she mean by that? And she just looked at me in surprise and got off the bus. I'm not a racist. No way. I'm an informed person. There's lots I know, And as you can tell by the way I'm speaking, I am informed. Okay, and thank you very much, Brendan. Yeah, it's interesting to have me on here, because I need to speak on behalf of the public, really, as an informed person. A lot of people are not informed. That's the problem. But I'm here to inform them,
So what do you think of the fuel crisis at the moment, like the cost of petrol and diesel and the carbon tax on fuel in general?
These are luxury items. luxury items. People used to live in fields and light fires from sticks. Now they're living in big homes and they're giving out about the coal and the heating. When I was a kid, there was no coal and no heating.
Yeah, but they're putting carbon tax on the sticks.
Are they? Carbon tax on sticks?
Yeah.
Well, that's going to lead to smuggling. People are going to smuggle sticks in from the woods and put them in their furs. And then the next thing it'll be like the drug dealers. There'll be people standing on corners. Would you like some wood? Would you like some coal?
Or turf.
Or turf? Anything, you know, they'll have pieces down the side of their jacket. You mean, these are the things I want to inform people about, you know? This is what it'll lead to black market,
Yeah.
you know? And people standing on corners saying, hey, you know, would you like a piece of turf? You know, it's going to become, you know, an epidemic. You know, that's what's they're going to push people underground.
Got some really nice turf, man.
Yes, really nice turf, man. Here, look, I've got a bag of it, you know? And that's what's going to happen. And the police won't be able to do anything about it, you know? Because it's not an illegal substance, really, you know?
Well, they're making it illegal now to use turf.
Yeah, well, there's other illegal substances, you know, and I've tried a few of them, and, you know, I wouldn't recommend it for other people. But I remember meeting Keith Richards once, and, you know, he had some illegal substances, I had some illegal substances, and we spent a week together, and we had a great time, but neither of us remember what happened. You know, we were out and about and travelling around, and this is where it leads to, you know. I mean, my friend ended up in court there not so long ago. He was dragged into court for, I don't know, some travel offence, and during COVID. And he's a very militant man, you know. And he kicked up a big fuss. He said, I do not recognise this court. And the judge said, why not? And he said, you've had it decorated since the last time I was here. Yeah, he got 6 years. So this is the thing. So being an informed citizen is very important, Brandon. And I thank you for letting me come down here today to voice my opinions. As you know, being up to date and being well versed in the reality of this world is important to me.
Do you want to talk about the time that you were over in Memphis, Tennessee, many years back? You met the king, Elvis Presley.
I did indeed.
Yeah.
Elvis. Yes, and people say I take Elvis a little bit too seriously. But, you know, in all honesty, that's quite an exaggeration. Elvis actually presented me with some glasses. And he told me, wear these, you know, and everybody will know you're a big fan. And, you know, we hung around with Michael Jackson and Stevie Wonder, and we went to Michael Jackson's house, and Elvis said, you know, I've been hearing things about Michael. And I said, nah, you know, so we said to Stevie Wonder, Stevie, have you ever seen anything go on in here? And Steve said, no, I never seen a thing. So you got to believe Stevie, you know. Michael was a gentleman, you know, I feel, you know. So being informed in the music business is very important to me as well, you know. But being an Elvis fan is quite a big thing with me, you know. There's a lot of Elvis impersonators around, but you Brandon, seem to do it, you know. You even left the building, and the band was looking to get paid, and I told them Elvis has left the building, but you pay them later. 6 years later, was it? Yeah.
Never paid him.
They never paid him. Oh yeah, well that's the way it is, man. That's show business.